and welcome back to Lurgil. Last time around we fought a battle. We rode in with our cavalry squad to help out Karl August von Brochen. And, well, he has this to say about our performance. Well, Paul von Hollenstein, I will not forget how we fought side by side at the great battle near Konigsberg. Let us once again give thanks to God and pray that we do not grow proud. And with that said, the Russians, as we can see, have pushed far. They are at the gates of Konigsberg. There's a village close by, and I want you to go there. Prepare the farmers to possibly stave off an enemy attack, and then we will escort them, or you will escort them, into town. That is your task. I will detail some of my infantry, some of the new recruits, to be at your disposal, seeing as though you lost quite a few of your hussars. Very well, sir. I will do exactly as told. I'll hope to see you again, and good fortune to you, General. Good fortune to you, Lieutenant. Von Hollenstein took on 24 new recruits from August, and he was tasked by making sure that the citizen of Friedland was secure, as they expect Russians to attack soon. He was ordered to evacuate the village and prepare them for a possible battle. First things first, I need to ride to the city elder and tell him to prepare. Oh, the cavalry! The Russians are already this close, are they? We heard the battle in the distance. Good day to you, sir. Well, I'm here on a task to make sure that you are safe. And if there are any of your townspeople that are ready to be taken up into the army, ready to defend, but I'm ordering you right now to prepare to evacuate this village at once. I will do as you ask, although reluctantly. I will gather all the women and children and prepare them to depart the village, and I will tell all the able-bodied men to gather on the field close by, where you can instruct them in the ways of war. May God be with you, sir. And may God be with you, sir. Look here, peasants. We don't have the gunpowder to spare to actually train you into how to fire them. We can do some mock training of how to load the muskets and so forth. But what I will train you is in close quarters combat. The Russians are famous for their bayonet attacks. And they are stubborn beasts, those Russians. So, if you all gather around, I will... you there. Yes, you. We will use these sticks instead, and I will show you how to fight with a bayonet. Let's go ahead and start, shall we? Good block. Not so good block on my part. Ha! Oh, you gotta be careful. Oh, I got in another stab. You would be quite dead at this point. Maybe I was a bit too rough with the boy. As Paul was getting ready to continue his bayonet training, a sentry from the village runs up to him, shouting alarmistly, "There are Cossack raiders closing in! We need to prepare immediately!" You call on the peasants and the recruits sent to you by von Brocken to set up and prepare to fight. Ready yourself, men! We must defend the village. Musketeers, to the front! Prepare to fire on my order. Peasantry, stay back and wait for my order to charge in. Hold it. Hold it! Fire! Peasants attack! Let's go in there and get them! Hopefully my cavalrymen will arrive in time from having scouted the outskirts of more enemies. Ah, there they are! Good lads, join in the fight! Come on then, you rapscallion! Watch out, that one has a musket! Way! We got those Cossack bastards, didn't we? Jolly good! Having been so thoughtful as to train the peasants and the recruits beforehand, showed a clear result in the casualties taken. There was, unfortunately, 3 of the peasants that were killed, 1 wounded, and only 1 of the recruits were killed, while all the Cossack raiders was killed, and they counted up to 22 bodies. The village secure for now, but clearly more raiders could turn up at any moment. It was time to leave for Konigsberg. And so the journey to Konigsberg went through the night, and in the early morning they arrived in the city. Once having made sure that the peasants were safe in the city, and also leaving the infantry recruits at the garrison, it was time to saddle up once more and actually go ahead and do the original task, which was to scout the border and see at what point the Russians, or what route the Russians had taken, and see about harassing Russian supplies and information. Having slipped across the border, Paul set out to scout the roads north of Grodno in Russian territory, and as he did that, he came across a patrol of Russians. A clash of arms was inevitable. You have no chance against us. Surrender now, or we will have to kill you all. I will fight to the end for the glory of Prussia. Being slightly outnumbered, Paul still had confidence in his troops. Keep your pistol ready. We will advance at slow pace. Hussars, advance. The enemy is up ahead. And as I give the order, we will discharge our pistols. We will fall back and then charge in. Keep your eyes open. Enemy cavalry! Change of plans. Draw your swords. Okay, that didn't work. Charge! Get the enemy hussars! Dishorse that bastard. Oh, I found myself surrounded. Get them! 2 men were dishorsed. We need to organize the men. On me, hussars! Let's see if I can take out this, what I believe to be the last one. Take him out, soldier. You've got him. Close but no cigar. Fall back, and regroup. We'll take on the enemy on open ground of our choosing. Ah! The bullet merely grazed me. Don't worry, soldiers. Let's see if we can actually get you guys to draw your... There we go. Your swords. Forget about pistols. Sword time. Right. I don't think we're gonna get a better spot to attack them. Huzzars! And before I lose all our horses, on me. At the slow advance. Into trot. Bugler! Call the charge! Charge! Get them! Charge them down, boys! Ah, they've taken refuge behind the rocks. Watch out! We're doing well, boys. We're doing well. I believe that should be all of them. We are victorious. Good job, my boys. Quite high casualties on both sides. 4 hussars killed, and quite a few horses were wounded as well, but the entire enemy party was killed. What they learned, however, is that there was quite a bit of information with the Russians that they were able to translate, and it turns out there wasn't actually a patrol out to guard the forests. It was a reserve unit that was called in to move into Grodno, because Grodno was currently under siege, something that Paul was not aware of at the time, and he decided that with the few hussars he had left, he could not continue further, and it was better to link up with the army, which currently, without his knowledge, had moved to siege Grodno. So there is where he went next. Moving out of the forest and coming close to Grodno, he quickly saw the amassed troops of the Prussian army that had gathered outside of Grodno. And he saw that the Field Marshal Gerhard von Scharnhorst was in lead. They had quite the numbers on their side, but it's going to be one tough siege. I better report to the general. Let's see if Brock is here. And he is not. So, you know what? I'll be bold enough to go directly and report directly to Scharnhorst. Field Marshal, I am Lieutenant Paul von Hollenstein at your service. I, Gerhard von Scharnhorst, is currently laying siege to this. I believe you have been tasked with scouting the north of this area. What do you have to report? As far as I could see, the roads were clear, but we intercepted one reserve unit that was moving in to reinforce the town. We were able, however, to stop them in their tracks. Very good. We're about to launch an attack on the city. I'll hope you will join me in the glory of taking Grodno. I certainly will, General. I will look for you in the battle. And Godspeed to you. And so there he found himself at the siege of Grodno. The battlements have been built, and the cannons were roaring and spewing fire on the city. The charge would soon go, and they would go over the top and take the city. He felt that destiny was calling him. Victory and glory had his name on it. And with that, I believe that we are out of time for this episode. So, as I always say, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll catch you next time for the Siege of Grodno. See you then. Bye.